What's up, my dude? Spency Boy, the Big Daddy Jump, bro. Okay, so this is the first big update I feel like they've had to Motocross Chasing the Dream, okay? They have had a couple little smaller patches, but this is the first real, like, bigger update that actually has more content, more tracks, you know, some bigger changes to the physics and the systems of the game and stuff like that. I feel like so far it's been smaller. They have had like 2 or 3 smaller patches in there if you go look on Steam, but and by them I mean LCQ Studios, okay? So yeah, we're just going to come in here and take a look at this right here. So this is one of the new tracks right here. This is Canyon Trail MX. So that's a new addition. They have a new, obviously, the track selection menu in the first place. They added a track that's called Playground, but it's a work in progress. They've also added a track called Supercross and then another one called Straight Rhythm. Those are both also work in progresses, and those two are actually like still completely white. There's like nothing on the track except the actual terrain itself. So those two ones, I'm not even sure why they even put those into this update, because you'll see what I'm saying when I go to them in this gameplay, but good God, those are like, I'm not even really sure what they were doing with that. I kind of think they may be jumping the gun a little bit to try to show everybody the kind of track content they're working on and stuff, but like, you'd have been fine just putting Canyon Trail and the Playground work in progress in on this update. You ain't got to add all those like Supercross and Straight Rhythm that are super basic and white and no decals, no objects. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, we'll go take a look at the rest of the new tracks here in this gameplay, by the way, but this is the Canyon Trail MX. This one's pretty cool right here. I didn't go ride around all of it. I know on the little demo track, there was another track in the woods. There's kind of, LCQ Studios is kind of doing these little free ride areas, I guess you'd call it, where there's like, if you look on this canyon track, there actually is a spot here where it looks like you can jump a freestyle ramp up on the rocks above the water over there. So yeah, I'm not sure what all is actually hittable or where you can go on this particular track. But it is a really cool track. Got some bigger outside berms, got some cool bigger jumps on it and stuff like that. Got some rut, kind of got some rutty, character pre-made, kind of ruts up a jump face. Or it is interesting to see LCQ Studios sort of the way they're building these tracks, and it's not terrible. I mean, the way they're making these tracks is definitely, I've seen way shittier. You know what I mean? Okay, so another big thing they've added with this update is a gas and better brake gyro. So apparently there was no gas gyro before, and you also have better brake gyro. Some of you, what was that in? Untamed, MX vs. ATV Untamed. Some of you guys will remember the old gyro wordage, right? If you know, you know what I'm saying, bro? And then they also added split brakes. You can run them on the same input still, but now you have the option to have split brakes instead of just one. They removed off-axis crashing temporarily. Okay, so here's another big one, another big change with this update. More uniform bike acceleration. Yeah, that, I think I spoke about this in my review of this game. This definitely, obviously, has some, like, momentum, gearbox, acceleration, whatever kind of shit you want to call it, right? It's got some bugs with that where you can tell the bike doesn't just accelerate naturally, and you can still do some tricks with shifting and stuff like that to get the bike to do some super unrealistic shit. It's not that like smooth shifting acceleration sort of experience you've sort of come to expect and know with these different dirt bike games, right? So it seems like they made that a little more uniform, but I'm here to tell you it still needs some more work, obviously. And a lot of other aspects of the game need work, but it is cool to see they finally added more than just the one track in the game, so that's definitely going to add a little bit more to it. And it does seem like the tracks are, got decent sized jumps, got a little bit of character, got a little bit of something to them. Even the playground track, it's apparently a work in progress. It seems to be pretty much totally done as far as the on track and the decals and stuff, but maybe not necessarily like the objects off of the track and stuff like that. But yeah, it is still a fun little area to go ride on and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's this first bigger update I would say they've had to the game. So interesting to see that, because it was like, there forever, like 69 and a half years. It seemed like LCQ Studios wasn't really doing a whole lot with their game, and now they come out with it and they're doing these patches, and then there's already an update. I'm like, it is interesting to see, right? It's like, how dedicated are they going to be? Are they just going to do a couple of these updates and then they're like more spread out? I'm not sure. Or are they just going, 420% into it and they're going to do this shit, like actually do this shit? I don't know, bro. I don't know, but it is interesting to see that. There's some massive jumps on the playground track. I love that they even thought to put a playground track on there. It seems like this game is really trying to get cover all your bases of different kind of, they got a little enduro cross section. It's got freestyle style sections and jumps and areas, and free ridey, unleashy, untamey. It's kind of got that sort of fun, more so fun vibe kind of feel to it. Big enough jumps. It's not like how the milestone games are, where the jumps are smaller, especially on the MXGP games, or you feel like you're barely coming off of the ground. Okay, you don't really have that problem in this game. But again, it is still very arcadey, like mobile arcadey, very early stages of a dirt bike game. But it's cool because it has some of these elements that we want, like, movement on the bike, bigger jumps, a whip system where you can actually whip the bike over, pre-made ruts, these different kind of things like that. It's got some of these cool, like building blocks, as you would call it, to a really good, arcade style dirt bike game, but it's not there yet by any stretch. I know anytime there's like a new motocross game of any sort, it's easy to kind of, make videos on it and hype up shit and stuff like that. But like, this is definitely a $15 dirt bike game currently. Like, and I certainly wouldn't think it's worth any more than that, really. You know what I mean? So, but it is that price, and they are going to keep working on it, and it is early access. So, it is all those different things. But again, it all comes back to how much is LCQ Studios going to work on the game? I don't know. It's a really hard thing to figure out at this point, right? But we'll see, man. I don't know. I know MX Bikes came out in a lot different of a state when it first came out than it is now, right? MX Bikes was like a totally different bag of worms, when it first started coming out. But I feel like it was still quite a bit different than this. So I don't know. Maybe they're still sticking with that original plan of hybrid-y style design to this game, but currently it's more of a mobile level physics system, and you can just tell that, like when you can just land on the back wheel so easy and pull up, and if you land on the back wheel, it gives you like an extra boost. It's like all these like super almost even more than arcadey. It's gets to that point where it starts getting into that mobile physics feel. It still looks cool, and I feel like, you know, the better tracks they get in the game, and they get the you know, the overall graphical vibe to the game a little bit better, and get the animations better and stuff like that. I think once they start to do that, it'll kind of take shape a little bit. But currently, though, it literally can trick you into thinking you're playing like a mobile dirt bike game, but on a PC. But yeah, anyways, this update's pretty cool. I love how they are adding some bigger, more skill gappy style. Like, you got to get the perfect amount of momentum coming around the corner to hit some jump on the track. Seems like these first couple tracks have had a pretty good amount of that, where it's not just like super boring gameplay, right? I still think there's only one bike in the game, I'm pretty sure, and I think you're technically riding on like a 125. So, you know, you would have to expect the faster bikes in the game are going to be faster than the 125, so it'll be interesting to see what that does to the gameplay. But yeah, love to see the canyon, different kind of biome, totally different kind of vibe style track. They need to keep doing stuff like that. But, you know, now we're working back into that. Here's another dirt bike game that doesn't really have a track editor, so then you got to kind of sit around waiting on the developer to make all the track content in the game. And that can be a very different experience than games like MX Sim, MX Bikes, you know, Reflex on PC. Again, anytime we're talking about these dirt bike games don't really have a track editor, they're limited in a certain sense, you know, they're limited. But we'll see what all LCQ Studios got up their sleeve for the, you know, for these next couple years with the game. I'm not really sure I haven't really dug too deep into what their plans are and stuff like that. I probably should take a look at that, but yeah. Either way though, game's got a cool little $15 style vibe to it, but I don't know if they're going to try to turn it into a more of a game and then charge more for it at that point once it's kind of out of early access. That's what I would sort of figure, but I don't really know. So we'll see if I can do it, bro. But either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. I'll see you boys on that next one later, dude.